Well, this was a dramatic year now, wasn't it? Welcome to WatchMojo.com, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 video game controversies of 2017. Before we begin, we publish new videos every day, so be sure to subscribe for more great content. For this list, we'll be looking at the most dramatic and notable controversies which plagued the video game industry throughout 2017.
I have given up everything.
Not everything.
Number 10, Far Cry 5's setting.
Gonna need more help.
I love the way you walk, and I love the way you talk.
The Far Cry series has typically been set in exotic locations, with the last two numbered entries taking place in the Rook Islands and Kyrat, respectively. However, Ubisoft decided to bring the series to Montana for Far Cry 5, and some were none too happy about it. People immediately criticized the game's themes, which seemed to concern the far right and extreme religious ideologies, with some going so far as to call it a white genocide simulator. While Ubisoft probably didn't intend to release the game in such a hot political climate, you gotta admit it is rather on the nose for these days, ain't it? Although, stick around, we got more of that. Number 9, Fortnite Battle Royale is accused of plagiarism. PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds is without a doubt the biggest game of 2017, as gamers flocked to its meticulously paced action, ease of entry, and tension-filled gameplay. It was only a matter of time before the copycat started to roll in, and that first someone with a big footprint was Epic Games. Bluehole, the company behind PUBG, considered Fortnite's Battle Royale mode a direct copy of their game, saying that we are concerned that Fortnite may be replicating the experience for which PUBG is known, and they considered taking, quote, further action. Yep, further action against the company whose engine they were using. Smart. Anyway, the Battle Royale mode for Fortnite then went on to be a massive hit for Epic, so free publicity, I guess? Number 8, Wolfenstein II's advertising backlash.
You think your hero, William Joseph Bleskovich?
Man, politics have been a real pain in the neck for gaming, eh? Bethesda decided to kinda reference current political events in Wolfenstein II's advertising campaign, complete with the slogan, "Make America Nazi-Free Again," which is arguably a direct parody of Donald Trump's campaign slogan, "Make America Great Again." Of course, this was immediately condemned by certain groups who were upset that the game was targeting them or something, as they believed that the game was unjustly comparing them to the hate-filled group. In response, Bethesda's marketing team basically said, "Get over it." Now that's how you respond to silly controversy.
Okay, are we talking about Trump here?
We're talking about Nazis.
You're kind of poking the hornet's nest here.
Maybe a little bit, but the hornet's nest is full of Nazis.
Number 7, Mass Effect Andromeda's animations.
What happened?
You were clinically dead for 22 seconds.
As if the Mass Effect fanbase wasn't pissed off enough after the debacle that was number 3's ending. Before Andromeda's official release, EA released the first 10 hours on EA Access and Origin Access. This turned out to be kind of a bad idea. Players immediately noticed that the game's facial animations were a little off. Many complained about the lack of expressions, the soulless eyes, and plastic-looking faces. And said faces then became a source of countless internet jokes and memes. And then a few death threats started to roll in, because it wouldn't be a good gaming controversy without a few death threats. And to think, this was just an appetizer for the EA controversy main course.
Alec is dead.
Number 6, the Modern Warfare Remastered debacle.
Flight. Tango down.
The Modern Warfare Remastered controversy has spanned not 1 but 2 years. In 2017, Activision re-released the original Variety Map Pack for $15, $5 more than it cost in 2008. Yeah, you got some supply drops as well, but gamers weren't very happy that A, the pack cost $5 more, and B, that Activision was releasing the DLC as DLC rather than incorporating it into the game like most remasters, especially since, this DLC has been out for like 10 years. As if that wasn't enough, the game's standalone release date had an exclusivity deal with Sony, meaning that PS4 got the standalone version 1 month before PC and Xbox. It's a shame that one of the greatest multiplayer games ever is receiving this kind of treatment. Number 5, Shadow of War, microtransactions and loot boxes.
We need to build our army.
Middle-earth Shadow of Mordor was one of 2014's greatest games, so it's a shame that its successor was plagued with so much controversy. It all started when WB Games announced that they were introducing microtransactions to the game, stating, "Through the market, players can purchase loot chests, war chests, XP boosts, and bundles." Gamers were notably outraged that they decided to implement loot boxes in a single-player experience, and a huge debate soon followed concerning the ethics of loot boxes and gambling in video games. Again, stick around, we're going to come back to that. The ESRB even came forward about this, stating that loot boxes are not considered gambling because you earn a reward no matter what. People weren't too happy about that either, and it would only get worse as the year went on.
The game's absolutely balanced for that. All our testing, all our balancing, all our pacing is all based around that offline experience.
Number 4, Take-Two removes mod support for Grand Theft Auto V.
I want something that isn't this.
Grand Theft Auto V is among the most modded games on the market. The possibilities are basically endless, and modders take great enjoyment in taking Rockstar's playground and molding it with their imaginations. That all changed when Take-Two filed a cease and desist against Open4, the program used for modding, stating, quote, "It allows third parties to defeat security features of its software and modify that software in violation of Take-Two's rights." This rightfully upset the game's passionate community, as it meant that modding for the game was officially dead. Luckily, nothing came of the legal threats, and Open4 was reinstated, but it sure sparked a hell of a week.
I mean, tunnel. It's like a tunnel vision of. It's like a tunnel of vehicles.
Number 3, Jimquisition's Breath of the Wild review.
Weapon durability systems aren't fun. They're not fun.
Here's a tip. Don't piss off Nintendo fanboys, because they go friggin' ballistic. Jim Sterling has a history of being a bit of a contrarian. He even used to have a column about it. And that attitude was arguably on display with his Breath of the Wild review. While many publications were giving it perfect scores, Sterling gave it a shocking 7 on 10, mostly due to some wonky gameplay mechanics like weapon durability, which is admittedly super frickin' annoying. To make matters a thing, this caused the game's Metacritic score to drop from 98 to 97. The horror! Rather than hearing this minority opinion and respectively disagreeing, Sterling received a shit ton of backlash, and his site suffered a DDoS attack. Real mature, dudes.
Hardcore Zelda fanatics, not all fans, etc. Get your shit together, please.
Number 2, PewDiePie drops an N-bomb.
You probably won't believe me when I say this, but whenever I go online and I hear other players use the same kind of language that I did, I always find it extremely immature.
PewDiePie has ventured a bit away from gaming as of late, but this controversy proved that he can still cause quite the backlash within the gaming community if and when he wants to, and in this case, even when he doesn't. While streaming PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds, during what was later described as a heated gaming moment, PewDiePie dropped a racial slur, complete with a hard R.
What a f***ing nigger. Jeez, oh my god, what the f***? Sorry, but what the f***?
While some rushed to his defense, saying things like it's just a joke, lighten up, and it was in the heat of the moment, others were definitely not happy, especially considering his recent history with racism controversies. He probably isn't having the greatest year, but his fans have stuck by him, so I think he's gonna be okay.
I owe it to my audience and to myself to do better than this, because I know I'm better than this.
Number 1, the Star Wars Battlefront II Everything.
Impossible.
Honestly, where do we even start with this one? First, there was the outrage towards the loot box system. Then there was the realization that it would take roughly 40 hours of grinding to unlock heroes like Darth Vader and Luke Skywalker, along with some pretty convincing accusations that the loot boxes gave pay-to-win mechanics. Then, of course, there was the Reddit damage control disaster, which resulted in EA's comment about pride and accomplishment becoming the most downvoted comment in Reddit history. Then there was the fact that EA tried to weasel out of this whole thing by lowering the cost of heroes, while at the same time lowering the campaign rewards, thus making the lowering completely irrelevant. Then EA disabled the microtransactions, but only temporarily, which solved precisely nothing. All of this led to outrage from fans, from gamers, from Disney themselves, and most importantly, from government representatives the world over, with Hawaii's representatives even calling the system, quote, an online casino. Wow, good job.
This game is a Star Wars themed online casino designed to lure kids into spending money. It's a trap.
Do you agree with our picks? Check out these other great clips from WatchMojo and subscribe for new videos every day.